Well, let's start with the theme this year, Passion for Excellence. That is so suitable, but please share with us why you selected it.
Well, one of the things that is most impressive in the city of Irving is the people that work for us. We're going to talk about a lot of great things that have happened in our city in the last year, but it really comes down to the people who work within our community. The 2,000 people that are our city employees, our convention center staff, our arts staff, our economic development team, our Chamber of Commerce, they make the things that we do look easy. And I wanted to take a few minutes and just show that we appreciate those individuals. Because as a board of directors, I'm very blessed to have council members that believe that the city of Irving is important, and they get up every day wanting to do the right thing for our community. We give that direction. But at the end of the day, the success we have is because of the people that are in the that work for us in those departments. They're the ones that look at the best way that we can accomplish what needs to be accomplished within the city. They've won numerous awards across the nation for what they do. A lot of times, you know, things like accounting, we don't always think about that, but Brett and his team are recognized across the United States for their transparency in accounting. And they've received many awards because of that. Our public safety wellness team is something that we started several years ago, and as we progress today, it's working to help not only our residents, but our employees as well. So I wanted to talk about the excellence that we have that is able to make us have the successes that we have through our employees and those that work for the city of Irving.
Well, I am happy to say as a former employee of the city of Irving that I absolutely agree with you. I had the pleasure of covering the city for many years, and what I saw was the excellence that you're talking about. Absolutely. So Irving has the well-earned reputation of attracting new businesses to the community. Irving can be called the headquarter of headquarters, and there seem to be a lot of cranes, especially in the urban center, popping along the landscape. So can you tell us about some of the high points from this past year that you're most excited about?
Well, what's interesting is the time that it takes to do a project. We started both the projects that we'll be talking about, the Christus Healthcare as well as Wells Fargo, 3 and 4 years ago. It takes time to develop those relationships so that they feel comfortable being part of our community. And whatever we can do to make sure that they feel and they know what they need to do in order to be part of the community. So let's take the Christus Healthcare, for example. They had their headquarters here. They wanted to expand. We looked at several different sites before we were able to put this one together. And thankfully, the Patel family, Chan and Shashil, had purchased the real estate, so they had run all the traps of the Las Colinas Association. There's always use changes, there's all boats that need to be taken, things of that nature. It takes about a year or so to get through the process, and many dollars. And so having them do that up front, and then working with Christus, we were able to have that come forward. The second project of Wells Fargo was interesting as well, because a gentleman by the name of Steve Wynn came in, and we actually had townhomes built on part of the real estate, and they were getting ready to do more. And he said, no, we've got to look at Irving from a different perspective. We've got to put the urban center back to what it was supposed to be. It needs to be office, not so much multifamily, time to do office. So he tore down those and was able to put enough land together, and because of that, today we have the Wells Fargo program. But we have many businesses that have come and taken a home here in Irving most recently. But those two are unique in the time that it takes to put them together, the relationships that we've built, and both are extremely happy to be here with us today.
So they are two of several projects from this past year in economic development. So let's take a look at some of those highlights.
This is a huge win for Irving. This is going to bring a ton of jobs to Irving.
The city is investing within the city, and the private sector is seeing that.
It really is extraordinary to see what Las Colinas and Irving has developed into.
It's fantastic to see Christus Health opening their headquarters there. Brand new building, it's state of the art, bringing jobs to our community.
We're really fortunate that the Patel family was willing to work with us, and to have an office tower built is exciting. Great for our employment base.
Just look around you. There was a pent-up demand for this type of service in this part of the community.
This can be just the beginning for South Irving. This is a good place to do business.
Irving is a hotbed of economic activity. Looking forward to providing the skilled labor that people need here.
There's a lot of people that are looking for jobs, and this gives them an option.
Not only is it going to be an excellent health science center, but the students that come here are going to add to the economy of Irving. We really appreciate the investment.
Fantastic. And I'm just really pleased that management and the ownership really made a difference.
And as a city, we really appreciate when developers and office owners come in and redevelop these properties.
Turn some dirt, y'all.
I've always wanted to build in Las Colinas. This land became available.
Really happy about this project. I think it's going to be an awesome addition and hope to see more like this.
It's a way to reintroduce ourselves to DFW and the state of Texas.
Being able to come down and show what we have down here in Las Colinas and what it means, to the city as being part of the city of Irving.
We've been here for 10 years now, and we don't want to move.
So it's obviously been a demonstrably big year for business in Irving. But we want to talk a little bit about quality of life as well. It's something that draws people to Irving in terms of business and residents. And it oftentimes boils down to amenities and infrastructure. And many cities are challenged with aging infrastructure. So how's Irving doing in that area?
Well, most people know that this is kind of my passion, is the infrastructure. That was one of the things I really wanted to face when I became mayor, was to make sure that we had that. This year, the city of Irving will celebrate its 120th birthday. So we are a city that is 120 years old in many places. And so we have infrastructure that's in that situation as well. So we've been very blessed to work with our council and our staff to put together different projects like Roads to the Future, where we have the ability to spend $20 to $25 million a year to make sure that we have those roads repaired. The same with our water and our sewer. We continue to make those investments to make sure that that is ready to go. And it's one of the biggest challenges we have because it's very disruptive. When people see me on the street, they'll say, how long is it going to be before that road opens up? How long is it going to be? It's supposed to be a 2-year project. Why is it going to take 2? But when you go back and you look at how things were done, they were done differently back in the day. When we're doing Irving Boulevard right now, we're finding that some of the pipes and stuff were not connected to anything. And some of the pipes and infrastructure was over 6 foot in the ground. So it was a whole different environment as to what we were doing with. So as we've run into those challenges along the way, it does take longer to do that. But we are just really fortunate to do that. One of the other areas that I'm really excited about is the drainage. The city of Irving was at one time about 70% underwater. So you see, that's why we have all the different flood control districts that we have. But the central part of the city where water runs through, it has been something that hasn't been addressed. So when 183 was put in and bigger pipes were put in the ground, we realized we needed to spend some dollars to do 3 or 4 phases to bring these homes out. So we've brought several hundred homes out of the floodplain. So these individuals no longer have to pay flood insurance. They no longer have to worry about their homes flooding. And we take advantage of what's available for us at the federal and the state level as far as dollars. There was a grant that was available so we could get to the 3rd phase of our drainage facility, and it was a $45 million grant. We worked with them to forgive $12 million of it, and then the rest of it they had given us on an interest-free loan, which means we saved the residents about $30 million just in interest costs by being able to do that. Another thing that happens when you achieve quality from your employees, they look for these type of things, they make sure that they do the right thing, so we do get the benefits from it.
Smart investment today offsets problems tomorrow.
Yes.
So let's take a look at some of this year's past projects in infrastructure.
So we have a big, bold new vision for our aquatics facilities. We're looking to replace some of our older facilities and build something that our residents are really looking for right now.
And we're going to do in 3 years what it takes a lot of cities to do in 5 to 10 years. I'm so excited to see this completion because I think it's a huge infrastructure improvement, and I'm hoping to see a lot more businesses coming to South Irving.
This is a huge project to be able to provide Wi-Fi capability in our park so the residents can use that.
This is our first microtunnel project in the city of Irving.
The big thing is that it's less disruptive for the neighborhood, it's less disruptive for the traffic.
Irving Interchange has almost 81% completed. The investors could find it very, very attractive to get in that area.
Having an expansion of a trail is a lot better than running around in circles.
This is the first phase of the middle connection.
We're into year 6. That's been an extremely successful program. We've already improved over 72 miles of road in 5 years, and we look to make that even better.
This will be our first outdoor pickleball court. We're going to have exercise stations along the trail, have covered seating. It's going to make it more of a destination park.
It's going to be new, it's going to be fresh, and anytime we can update and bring more things for the community, it gives you a good feeling.
It is an exciting time getting to install a new facility that meets both our needs today and needs tomorrow as the city continues to grow.
It's just exciting. Hopefully we'll get some excitement and get some new teams involved.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I really like it.
A lot of accomplishments there in that video. I think probably everyone here would agree with that. Let's take a look at another area of concern for businesses and residents, and that's public safety. What is Irving doing to keep everyone safe and to keep up with the growth?
Well, one of the challenges we all face is in hiring people, and so we have moved all our employees, not just our police and fire, but all to the 80th percentile to make sure that we are paying competitively for the things that we need to do. Our police and fire are at the top of their game in what they do, and we're just so blessed. We're in the process of rebuilding Central to the original use of a fire station in downtown, and we've purchased real estate so that we will be moving Station 8 to make sure that we can cover the growth that you're seeing here in the Las Colinas area. We also have done some things with our police department that I'm very proud of. One is the mental health teams that have been put together so that we have the ability when there's those challenges that come, that they have the opportunity to visit with those individuals and de-escalate as much as possible the problem and maybe get them the help they need without going through the court system or without going to jail, things of that nature. And they've just done a tremendous job of taking care of not only the people that need it, but also we've expanded it to our own within our area. So our police and fire now have the ability to do that as well. We have a homeless task team that's out on the streets. So people, when they see someone in the homeless community, they give a call. This last year we had over 14,000 calls to our team, and they were able to help many of those rather than incarcerate them. One of the things that's been interesting is when we put the mental health team in place, there was really, when there was a problem, what did you do with that individual? So a lot of the times they were put in the jail. And so we were putting 400 to 500 people a year into jail because we didn't know what else to do with it. But since we put the mental health team in place, we've reduced that by 85%. We've been able to help those individuals without that situation being there.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes such a difference to see those things in place. You realize that the community is growing in ways that are very positive. That's wonderful to know that. So let's take a look at some of those highlights.
My hope for this program is to continue what it's doing and even get better.
The more people we have, the more influence we can have.
I grew up in Irving Powell, and now my daughter's growing up in Irving Powell.
It's all about meeting the needs of the community and best serve them, and that response time is so very important. So we're really looking forward to it.
The more we can do and learn from these types of exercises, the better off we are.
We try to prepare for the worst, and that's our job.
We want to make sure that our lifeguards and our EMS responders here with the Irving Fire Department are ready to integrate in a lot more effective way.
This is important because we are all one safety team.
You solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of K-9 officer for the city of Irving.
We work with the fire department and they collect donations for us.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a neat feeling to see the citizens of Irving helping the families that need it.
For a good cause, raising funds for the Special Olympics.
We have police officers, we have the ambulance, and we have the fire truck, all to support it.
It just means the world. A lot of the big corporations in Irving, businesses, doctor's office, HOAs, they donate a lot of what you see here.
This is kind of different than our normal job, but it's a lot of fun to participate in and know we're making a difference in a life.
There are a lot of things that I'm proud of about Irving, and as a longtime employee, I've had the privilege and the joy of covering some of these things that has happened over the past several years, events and activities that attract people and bring people to Irving, to our community. So let's talk a little bit about tourism, the tourism industry, and coming out of the pandemic, what do you see on the horizon?
Well, first of all, I have to say that Maura Gast and her team are the best in the business. There's no one better. And during the pandemic, they came up with different ways to keep businesses in operation, different ways to make sure promoting staycations where people were staying in the hotels. They also were able to come together and figure out ways to give out tickets for our restaurants to make sure that they were also to be able to stay in business. So that team is always making sure that we have the best of the best when it comes to this situation. When you look at what Maura and her team have been able to do, they've taken advantage of the business traveler that we have here and built upon it. They've showed what it takes to have that type of individual taken care of. Today, as we've mentioned earlier, the flag raising at the Ritz-Carlton, you know, our staff works diligently with our businesses to make sure if they need hotel rooms or if they need accommodations or things of that nature, that they're there to make sure that's happened. And then the events that they hold here, they've had to change the way the events are being held here. At one time, a lot of what was done here was business. Now we've advanced into quilting and things of that nature, which draw huge crowds. Cheerleading competition. You know, there's all different things that they've been able to incorporate to make sure that this is successful. And one of the real keys to why we want them to be successful is because of the dollars that they generate within this city. They take care of a third of our debt that we have within our community. So hats off to Maura and her team for all that they do to make our city great and welcoming to tourism.
I think that's well-deserved applause. On behalf of Maura and her team, I'll say thank you, but I know that she will do that herself as well. So we've got another highlight reel to show you of some of the excellent things that happened during last year, things that are events that bring people who want to come to Irving and they want to stay. Let's take a look.
We blew all our expectations out of the water. We absolutely had the best year in the history of this building. We may be able to set some more records this next year.
This is an iconic hotel that is known throughout the country, and to be able to go through a reimagination is very exciting.
Everyone knows Ritz-Carlton. Everybody knows it's synonymous with great service.
When you have these people flying in for these corporate meetings, these corporate trainings, we need hotel space. This is going to really help.
City Council, of course, and the Chamber of Commerce helped us big time. It's like our dream came true.
DFW Airport, it's a huge part of why we exist, why we're so successful. That new terminal, when you think of how big DFW Airport already is, that's just one more tremendous asset for us.
Oh, we're getting a great response to the lights. I'm so excited about them. They're spectacular, and they're just going to get better.
And we have lighting that are going around all of the columns in this building that will be color changing.
It's one of the most exciting events because it's on your home turf.
It's a great time. It's a great community. The support out here has been fantastic.
This is a great opportunity for us to showcase Irving and everything that we have to offer.
We had people from by from other countries. So now we just want more people from all over the world to come to Irving.
Oh, this is my 4th time doing the half in Irving. They just do a wonderful job.
Blow on that tail, there you go. We got a chance to bring some people with loyal followings of their own, people who love to travel, who love to eat, and bring them here to Irving to showcase the city.
God bless Texas.
Big fun here in the city of Irving. Those armadillos. Okay, it's okay. So, I feel like we've only scratched the surface of Irving's accomplishments and accolades this year, but as we close, do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share?
I just wanted to make sure that people realize how important a role each and every one of you play in the success of our community. It's community, as you mentioned earlier, is important. And when we have a sense of community, businesses feel part of it as well, and they are engaged. We have tremendous opportunities. We also have tremendous needs. I often share the fact that we're the 90th largest city, and we have a lot of the same challenges that other people have. We have homeless issues, we have job issues, we have people that come to our community to benefit things that probably aren't the right thing to benefit. And because we have a great police department, we have a great fire department, because we have the people in place to make sure that our community is a home community. And so to me, that's what I wanted to get across today more than anything, was how important each and every one of you are to the success of this city, and how important it is for us to continue to work together. As I said earlier, we're a 120-year-old city. You know, people talk about Las Colinas and say, oh, that's the new part of town, but it's 50 years old. So it's time, just like the Ritz, they need to be reinvested in. We have other things. The airport, we're excited to be a partner with the airport. They're going to celebrate 50 years this year as well. DART just had their big celebration for 40 years in existence. So all of us are trying to make sure that we make the future brighter, we accommodate the needs of people, and we work together to create an environment where we live in a big city with a small town environment. I want to thank the City Council. Any one of the City Council people could be sitting up here and probably do a better job than myself. Each and every one of them come to work every day. They work within their neighborhoods, and I want to give a round of applause to these fine individuals who have committed to be part of our community. And of course our staff, appreciate our staff, Beth and her team. Beth, we've got a lot of work ahead of us this next year. We got a lot of potential new businesses wanting to come to Irving, and we've got a lot of the businesses in Irving that want to expand. So we've got a busy year ahead of us. We're excited for this next year. We're glad that you're all part of it, and hold on to your seats. Next year is going to be better.
Thank you so much, Mayor. We have one more reel for you guys to take a look at, and as the Mayor opened with compliments to the staff, here's a little bit of a reel to show you some of the awards won by the City of Irving staff over the past year. Passion for excellence. Perfect theme for this year. Big shout out to Thomas Gandy at ICTN for the beautiful work on these reels to kind of show the progress that Irving's made over the last year. Mayor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the comments and for the information and for the inspiration that we all need. We want to know that Irving is doing the things that it's doing, that everybody's a part of it, and that, to your point, Renine, that community helps to inspire us to continue those things. Thank you, all of you, for joining us today to support Irving-Las Colinas. We look forward to seeing you at the next 5-Star Chamber event, and don't forget to vote for Best in Irving. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here.